Secretary Sean Duffy urges travelers to dress up and be in a good mood. Hey, Sean, f*** you. Hey, f*** you, by the way. Shut the f*** up. How about you get the planes in the sky, you scumbag, and shut the f*** up.
Yeah, Tim Dillon not too pleased with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The comedian was responding to this statement from the former congressman and current Transportation Secretary.
We have to think about how do we do a better job? How do we, maintain maybe some of that frustration we have as we travel this Thanksgiving season? I think, again, I call this just maybe dressing with some respect. Whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better. Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. I think that's positive.
And here is the rest. I can't wait to talk about this. Here's the rest of what Tim Dillon had to say.
How about you get the planes in the sky, you scumbag, and shut the up. I'm sick of being lectured by this government that knows nothing about what's actually happening out there, okay? The whole entire experience of travel has become an unending hell. Everybody is understaffed. There are delays at all the major airports. The airports are old. They've fallen into disrepair. The planes are old. The pilots are underpaid.
People dress up like they're going to bed when they fly.
You don't even have a tie on, you scumbag. Why would I dress up when the plane doesn't take off? Why isn't everyone dressed up on the Southwest flight? Because everyone's f***ed. Hey, Sean, their lives suck. That's why they can't dress up. They're going to identify the body of their daughter. That's why they're taking that flight, Sean. Maybe they don't want to put on a nice holiday sweater. They're going to identify to see if the body in the lake is their daughter. And they don't have a lot of money, so they're on Frontier Airlines.
Well then, so Cenk, there's a lot to break down there in a very little bit of time, but I'd love to hear what you think of this.
Yeah, so look, I noticed that a while back too. When I was a kid, people would get dressed up and suits and the whole thing. And I remember the year where we decided that we weren't going to dress up when we were going on a 14, 18-hour trip to Turkey, right? And I was like, yes! And now Sean Duffy's trying to redo that and bring that back. No, look, guys, don't punch each other in the face on a plane. Easy, right? That's really the message we need to deliver. But otherwise, I'm with Tim Dillon. What do you think? No, I sense it.
I'm more hesitantly with Sean Duffy than I am Tim Dillon, but I get both of their cases. I fly a lot, you fly a lot. The guy with the flip-flops and the shorts who's putting his feet up on the seat and the decorum decline in the sky is noticeable. It's palpable.
Yeah, but two things can be true at the same time. You're right. I've told a story on Old School that Michael and I do together. If you're a member, you get that whenever you want. It's a great reason to be a member. tyt.com/join. We've told a million airplane stories, but one of them was about this Chinese guy who was sitting next to me across the aisle. Gets on the plane, takes off his shoes, then takes off his socks and starts waving them around, and then the whole thing with no socks. And then he climbed over us when the plane was deplaning, when we were deplaning. And then we get out, this is a long story, the short version, get out, and he's sitting right there. He didn't have to climb over anyone. He just did it because he's like, whatever, who cares, right? So yes, you're right. Maybe we dial back in decorum a little bit.
Well, I think a lot, but I don't think it's up to the Transportation Secretary. It's up to teachers and parents and friends, and that's who it's up to. And we don't need to hear from Big Brother that we've got to wear a sport coat on the plane, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I totally hear you. So,
but dress nicer.
Yeah, let's leave the socks on.
Yeah.
Let's leave the socks on.
And keep the feet down.
Yeah.
Especially if there's nothing on them.
But overall, of course, Tim's making the best point, which is you don't know those folks' circumstances. And what you do know, and what you should know, and what you should concentrate on is making sure the planes are okay. because they keep falling out of the sky.
Well, except that they don't keep falling out of the sky.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a different,
A couple of Boeings fell out of the sky.
Nothing is safer than flying a commercial airline in the United States.
Okay, but in the beginning of his term, we had a couple of FAA significant issues because of air traffic control. We fired a lot of air traffic control guys.
There's no question.
Which made it way, way, way harder, and that's the danger. Yes,
and we wear pajamas to the airport because we might have to sleep there because the plane we might be missing a connection and not be able to fly. There are valid points in what Tim is saying. I'm just saying, in general, look nicer.
I mean, look, sometimes you got to ask, where's the plane?
Right.
And sometimes they bring it to you.
Boss.
That's also true. Yeah. All right, anyways, everybody cool it. Don't hit each other. And Sean, worry about air traffic control, okay? Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.